Hey, all of it. We want all the smoke, cause the deep bass of fire. All fact, no cap, that we desire. Let's hear what you got, don't make me call you a liar. Hey, we in for the smoke, pop, 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 dip, 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 pop, pop, dip, 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 pop, 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 pop. We want all the smoke, cause the D-Bay's a fire. All facts, no cap, that we desire. Let's hear what you got, don't make me call you a liar. We in for the smoke, puff, puff, pass, that made your fake. That made your fake, that made your fake, that made your fake. No cap, just port, trap, S, Hank is your captain. No hate, that made your fake.
What it do? What it do? We back in the building. I don't know after how long. It's been some time. Used to be up here before, doing this shit every Sunday. We gonna come back in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple people up here. We just gonna start this shit off how we supposed to, because I'm just trying to get back into this shit and get it moving. You know, the sports talk, it is what it is, what we used to do, but we just gonna come back and do it better. So let's get it going. Ant's back in the building. What's going on, my guy?
What's good, man? What it is? We back, bro. You know, hot off that Duke UNC. We had to do them dirty, not even close. But there was a huge injury on their side. But you know, we'll talk about that.
The Caleb Williams, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Night.
Caleb Wilson. Yeah, he was
bullshit.
Out, so.
The bullshit. You know, I didn't come up and wake up this morning with this sweatshirt on. You know what I'm saying? But you came with the disrespect because you was happy. You avenged your loss. It is what it is. They kept it close for a second, but whatever. You know what I mean? So whatever. But Michigan still gonna win the championship. That's what we're gonna leave that for another day.
We'll just
say Michigan State today. You know what I mean?
We'll just say you should be happy to see me today, because if they would have lost last night, I would have been in prison.
Exactly. I know you.
I would have flipped that whole damn ball over.
Oh man.
Because I was telling them all, like, first of all, I lose sleep when Duke lose, period.
Mm-hmm.
But if we lose to them,
yeah, that's a whole different different animal. Well, we got a newcomer to the stage. Got my guy, Mr. And what the hell? Indomitable.
Indomitable, bro. Let's go, man. Let's go. What do you do, Ed? What's up, Heck? What's going on?
What up? Oh, don't mind when you hear sirens in the background. This is Brooklyn.
I got you. Let's get this rolling, man. I'm ready and glad to be with you guys. And let's hope this is a good run this year, starting with March Madness now in March. The NFL draft next month. A lot of things cooking right now. World Baseball Classic. I don't know if you guys are baseball fans, but there's plenty of things to talk.
I've never been Spanish.
I'm ready. I know it. The alcohol is. Let's go.
So I don't know. So like, obviously, we could start this shit. Obviously, like Max Crosby outbid the Dallas Cowboys. Like, went to the Ravens. Like, what do you think? Like, where does that put the Ravens now? Obviously, they're going to be way stronger on the defensive end, right? Defensive line, all of that stuff. So, but where do you think they go from here? So they still got Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. They still got some of their squad. They lost the coach to Harbaugh to the Giants. As we all know, I'm a Giants fan. Let's just get that out the way. So, where do you think they go from here? How do they rank again moving forward next season?
It's wild. I mean, it's wild. Giving 2 first-rounders for Max Crosby is extremely rich for a team that has so many deficiencies, like in the linebacker position. When they have the enigma with Lamar at the running back position, a lot of people are trying to flip the story and saying that it's similar deal to the Micah Parsons. Of course not. Micah Parsons was 25 years old when the deal was done. Max Crosby about to be 29, and on the other side of his prime. And the best example that I can utilize is Von Miller. You don't need to give up so much for an edge rusher on the other side of their prime, almost 30 years old, when you can get him off the trade block or on a cheaper deal or from the free agency. So, in my opinion, the Ravens, I think they are going to be good. It is the toughest division in the sport. We all know that, the AFC North, but it's they overpaid, extremely overpaid. Two first rounders for Crosby is an extremely good player. We can all agree on that, but he's not worth two first rounders for a team like the Ravens coming off such an off season and with so many holes on the squad, like linebackers and cornerback. They have a lot of questions in the cornerback position. And Lamar, what are they gonna do with him contract wise? So I don't think it was the right deal, in my opinion.
Um, I have to disagree. I have to disagree. I believe I, two first rounders is a lot. It is a lot. However, they're in the mode of we got to see what we have with Lamar Jackson now, right? They haven't been able to get over the hump. At some point, you got to just go for it. You got to go for it for a proven player. And sometimes the draft these days are very hit and miss. Max Crosby, he's 29, but he's a strong 29. So I get what you're saying. He's still one of the top players in the league, and he's just gonna make that team stronger. They have to go for it now. They have to. They have to go all in. They pay Lamar Jackson all this money. They gave him the franchise and they haven't been able to get over. They needed this. They need a boost from somewhere.
But and like the Ravens historically are one of the best teams drafting defensive players. We have upcoming next month one of the strongest drafts on the defensive sides in the history of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I ask you something. Wouldn't it have been better for them to try to do something with some of the players and build as usual? Or do you think that it was a all take or nothing that they had to go for Crosby?
I don't think they had to. They could have relied on the draft. But at some point, some of these teams, some of these franchises, some of these owners, they want it right now. They want to know what they got, and they just want to go for it. You see it a lot in a lot of sports, right? They just jump and say, "Look, that's the name, that's the player. Let's go get him. Let's sell tickets. Before anything, let's sell tickets." So that's the kind of excitement they're gonna look. Is more, let's win now and sell tickets at the same time.
Because to me, like Max Crosby is a win now situation, right? So
Right.
because they've been failing for so long, the injuries, the mishaps. I mean, Derrick Henry fumbling, Lamar Jackson fumbling, everybody losing games at the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Now they still back in a win now situation, but they lost their head coach, right? So where do you go from here? You make a big splash, allegedly, a big splash like Max Crosby on the defensive side, and now you think you're gonna win again. And going back to what Indomitable said, right? It's the Indomitable. I'm gonna say I don't think that division is the strongest division anymore. I think we're gonna go to the NFC with the Chicago Bears.
The
With
NFC North.
yes, we're gonna go to that division. The
I
Green
mean,
Bay Packers,
when we say the
the
strongest division,
Minnesota Vikings.
we base it on the season before. Now, this year, of course, I agree with you.
Even
Go ahead.
this year, even this year, right? So coming up, even though the DJ Moore trade was crazy, I did not understand that.
It
Why
was
the hell did they get rid of DJ
wild.
Moore? It's insane in my eyes. Whatever they got for him, a mid round, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like DJ Moore has made his bones in this league. He made his bones on your team. He helped out Caleb Williams. Now you trade him literally a season later after y'all coming off that nice playoff push. Like y'all were once again a play away from going. Come on, man. Come
But
on. You're
you
doing
know
Caleb
what?
dirty at this
Now that
point.
you say that, that you don't know what they got for him, I like to say that there are trades that you will never win, or because you can get 10 first rounders for DJ Moore, and that's a big loss. because it was a security blanket for Caleb, and they were starting to develop the rapport with Romeo Dunze on the other side, Loveland and Cole Kmet and all of that. So even if the Bears got a good compensation, I think they lost on that trade.
Well, it'll be something where, honestly, if they play their cards right, it's a trade that'll work 2 or 3 seasons from now.
There you go.
But as of right now, what you got and based off the momentum that you had, I would not have done that. I would not have done that. No way.
Yeah, because in essence, you are making the team. Are the Bear? The question is, are the Bears better without DJ Moore?
And my question is, my
I
answer is
can't-
no.
I can't see it. I can't see it. I mean, Caleb, he always knew at the end of the day, when the rush is coming, he knew where to go. He knew where to go, and now you're taking that away. So I really don't. I don't think this helps him at all. I don't think it helps him at all. It's going to be
Moving forward for a young quarterback, and you just got the coach. Like, so at the end of the day, even though Caleb Williams is in his sophomore year, like going to his junior year, like we are literally the coach is in his freshman year, right? This
right.
is the coach's first year with Caleb. And now you're taking away, like he said, his security blanket. You're taking away a veteran presence in the locker room, on the field that makes plays when he needs to make them. You know what I'm saying? It's like taking Cortland Sutton off the fucking field. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you taking him away from Bo Nix at this point? Like, why would you do some bullshit like that? You know what I mean? And that's where I'm like, that's where I don't like the trade at all, because you have to make sure your young quarterback is comfortable before he can move on with a new coach and his whole surroundings. Like, they got a nice running game, they got a decent defense, they take away the ball at the right time, they come down to the wire, they win games.
I see the Bears
Like,
missing the playoffs altogether this year. I mean, when you look at teams like the Packers getting stronger and the NFC North, as you previously mentioned, heck, it's going to be the toughest division in the sport. The Lions ain't going to play no games this year. They'll be back. So the Bears, they kind of like took advantage of an off season within the division, and I see them the same trajectory as the Washington Redskins last year, where Jaden that first year was lights out, and then they had that sophomore slump, and they lost what, like 12, 13 games. So I think the Bears are not gonna make the playoffs this year. I think the loss of Moore and the strengthening of the other teams within the division is gonna be tough. I mean, it's gonna be tough for them running it back, in my opinion.
Wow. Hey,
he's
make
saying,
sure that we time stamp this one.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
but
you're
Let's
saying
time
Detroit,
stamp that one.
you're saying Detroit losing Montgomery is going, Detroit's going to be better, but I don't think so, because I love the Jameer Gibbs Montgomery
Montgomery,
back
yeah.
and forth that they had, especially they used Jameer Gibbs to get down there in Montgomery to punch it in. And their wide receiving core is just crazy. Their
Yeah.
injuries was what I think held them back a little bit, but then again, some people catching on, Green Bay doing what they do. That squad is real weird to me. Green Bay is real weird. But Caleb
why is it
Williams,
weird? What
because
is there weird in Green Bay, in your opinion?
because for me, like, you have a young team like coming up, right? But I just don't see how they lose the games that they lose. So I don't know if this is inexperience or it's Jordan Love or it's
The Packers
bad
are the young.
coaching when you get a good coach.
The Packers are the youngest team in the NFL, 25.2 years old. The second youngest team is the New York Jets, which of course they fucking suck. It's my team. Anyways,
Exactly.
so
So
the
get that out the
Packers,
way.
here's the thing with the Packers. Young teams, they don't know how to close games. So the Packers last year, where the Packers were first, I think the Giants were second, that you guys lost the most games within a one score
In the
or,
one score,
or
yeah.
10 points. So
Mhm.
the thing with the Packers, they don't know how to close games. They too young. Now, when that team gets locked in and they learn how to close the games and they learn how to play towards the 2 minute drill in the fourth quarter, that team is gonna be a 14-win team every year. Mind you that LaFleur is already a good coach. So I think
Question
that's
though.
the main
Do you
problem with
think
the
that
Packers.
happens this year? Do you think that because you just took the Bears out of the playoffs, and then we mentioned Green Bay? Do you think that's this year for Green Bay?
I think the Packers are gonna win the division this year.
Mm.
You can
So what if
timestamp it. I mean,
what if the Vikings get Kyler Murray this year?
That's why I
What
said
if they go
Minnesota,
and go get
man.
Kyler Murray to a Tagovailoa? What if they get one of those kind of Kyler Murray is a veteran. He has not been on the greatest team in Arizona, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if we put him with the Minnesota Vikings, who are literally they thought a quarterback away, right? Which was Sam Darnold, who we didn't think was going to be. But if we look at it, Sam Darnold in the past 2 years have been the best winning quarterback in the past 2 years. Like let's not put that out like to get
who,
them.
Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold has
Yeah,
won the
he's
most
he's
games
been the best quarterback in
in
the
the
NFL.
league
Yeah, statistic, of course, yes. Well,
in
plus
the
winning
past
the
two
Super
years
Bowl kind of
and the Super
cements
Bowl.
that.
It cements it literally, and he has the best record win loss record. So that's just that. Like not Jalen Hurts, not Patrick Mahomes, not Josh Allen, not anybody else. Sam freaking Darnold from the Minnesota Vikings to the Seattle
Yes.
Seahawks.
Well, I think Ed and myself, we really don't want to talk about him too much. He's a Jets fan, and then he was our backup quarterback just a few seasons ago, and now
Exactly.
he's a Super Bowl champion, and
I
it
went
was
from
because of
seeing
him,
ghosts to winning a Super Bowl. Like,
dude.
and we're not going to sit here and act like developing quarterbacks is not a problem in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Murray going to the Vikings is gonna do wonders. You know for who? For Kyler Murray. Anytime. Here's the thing: the Vikings
Mm-hmm.
had Sam Darnold. They decided to go with JJ McCarthy. We couldn't blame them for trying to make it work with with the player that they drafted. It's like trying to having a girlfriend that is a crackhead and you want to make it work with her. Like at the end of the day, in the end, it's probably not gonna do you good. But the thing is that anytime an
Yes,
NFL
sir.
team draft a player, a quarterback actually, not player, quarterback, and it doesn't work, it regress. The team regresses for three. The team regresses for 3 years. So basically, the Vikings, after not having their guy in JJ, I think they are going to keep regressing for 1 or 2 years. Adding Kyler will make the team more dynamic, but I don't think it's gonna be a cure all for so many holes and the dysfunction of the franchise at the moment.
Well, shout out to Derby for giving Ant props and me for liking dirty water. I've been a Michigan fan my whole life. Like most of my life, I want to say, I've been about 11 years old. I'm a Fab Five guy. I'm also a Desmond Howard guy, um, Anthony Thomas guy. I'm from back in those days. Like that's what I liked. So yes, my water is dirty. I'm gonna show you how dirty it is. So that's how my water moves. But yeah, appreciate you chiming in, my guy. But go ahead, anybody want to move off of that?
Well, we still on football. I'll talk
Yeah.
about Michigan later.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate the shout out because you already know what it is. National
Trash.
champion.
Keep
We
going.
going for it.
We're gonna beat
We
your
going
ass
for
in championship.
it. But back to Kyler Murray, man. I, I'm never sleep. I can't sleep on that Minnesota Vikings team when you know who is the receiver over there.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson, a bad motherfucker,
You
dog.
got that man over there. Kyler Murray has run for his life over there in Arizona. His whole career.
And
Kyler
they
Murray
just
ran for
resigned
his
T.J.
life.
Hawkinson. So on paper, the Vikings wouldn't look bad. They will have Kyler Murray as their QB1. Then we'll have Aaron Jones, and then you have Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson with T.J. Hawkinson as the tight end, and then you have Josh Oliver as the backup in the tight end position. So and the offensive line is not bad with Dariso and
Mm-hmm.
Hubbard, etc. So on paper, it seems like a marriage made in heaven. Kyler Murray to the Vikings,
Mm-hmm.
different setting, but is it going to work? We're just going back to the previous point. You have to play the Bears twice a year. You have to play the Packers twice a year. The Packers, going back to the Packers, you guys are sleeping on the Packers. Remember, Micah Parsons is coming back. That team was a problem without a couple of their weapons. And Malik Willis is stepping for what, 5 games, and he went 5-0 or something like that. So I'm not saying it's not going to work with Murray. I'm just saying it's going to be hard for it to work because he's not going to the AFC East playing the Jets twice a year and the Dolphins twice a year. Like, it's going to be tough.
The NFC is tough. I mean, that's just is what it is. But I like what he has on paper now better than what he had on paper over there. This is where we'll really see the Kyler Murray we've been looking for. Like you said, it's going to save him. It'll look good for him, but it'll translate to wins.
But
It'll
at the
be
same
a look
time,
that they
right?
haven't had.
And at the same time, as you say that, haven't the Vikings been like one of the best defenses in turnovers takeaways on defense in the past 2, 3 seasons?
Mm-hmm.
Haven't they been in the top 5 to 10 on takeaways? So now you give them somebody who knows what they're doing, right? Who's been through the struggles, and then you give them a decent offensive line like they did for Sam Darnold, a running game,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 wide receivers and a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
You giving him a package, one of the best top wide receivers in the game. Because he's in the top 5 of wide receivers. Now you got a second and Addison, as you said. You got him. He's one of the best number twos you can find.
What about the
Now you got
schedule?
your running
The
game, your
Vi-
number two, you got a tight end, you got the whole kit and caboodle to work with. Plus, your defense has been in the top 5 to 10 in takeaways in the past 2 to 3 seasons. So why wouldn't that work for Kyler Murray and the Vikings?
their schedule. I mean, looking at their schedule, they have to play the Bears twice, the Lions twice, the Packers twice, Falcons, Panthers, Bills, Dolphins, Commanders, and Colts. They also have to play Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have to play the Saints. They have to play New England, the Jets. Of course, that's going to be a win against us, the Jets. And they have to play the 49ers. Bro, I'm looking at that schedule. I'm looking at 9, 10 losses already there. Like, come on. Like, I
I
mean,
don't see 9, 10 losses if they got Kyler Murray. Because they might split with their division.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you're looking at it. You
They
see,
might
because
split with the
you're
divisions.
looking at it once again. You're looking at it on paper, as you just said, right? Those could go either way. Those could go either way. I don't. I mean, except for that 49ers game, they're gonna lose. That's just that's just evident. They're gonna lose that game.
Lucky they don't play the Giants.
the Vikings, in retrospect, it's easy to say, but they should have kept Darnold. I don't know.
We can all say that now, right? We can all go back and say, hey,
Yeah,
they
no.
should have kept Sam
At the
Darnold,
time,
right?
honestly, they had to make that move. They had to make that move. He had a great season, but were they really going to pay him?
I think they dropped the ball, honestly. Like, they dropped the ball. They definitely did.
They could have been a little bit more patient, but then it's not something that I can't say I don't understand why they did it.
Because they were banking on
Patient with JJ,
McCarthy.
with McCarthy.
They were banking. They were banking on him.
The NFL has a quarterback development problem right now.
Yes, they do.
I mean, you look at the teams around the NFL, and you can go down the list. I'm so glad that Caleb is gonna work out in Chicago, but if Ben Johnson hadn't arrived there, he was looking. The start of his career was looking rough. So I think the Vikings should stay patient with JJ. He's what, 23, 24? And a lot of players coming, especially quarterbacks, coming from the Big Ten division. He's not playing in the SEC. A kid from Alabama, safety from Alabama it's a plug and play, ready to go. Sometimes different players at different positions from different conferences, different schools, they need time for the game to slow down to them. That's why Anthony Richardson is such an intriguing prospect, because the kid is what, 21, 20, 23, 22, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yet the Colts are going to give up on him, but based on his background, where he played at, and the competition that he saw, you shouldn't give up on him, because the talent is there. The raw skills are there. It's just that he needs to understand the game better. I think McCarthy, he's not going to be the second coming of Otto Graham or fucking Johnny Unitas, but he'll be fine. He'll be fine in the long run.
In the long run. And a lot nowadays, this is a generation of win now generation.
Right.
So
Everybody trying
he's
to
not
get it.
going to have that chance to
Right.
prove himself if he doesn't prove himself, right? So you talk about his injuries early. And I'm like I said, as a Michigan fan, I watch JJ McCarthy. I know what he can do and I know what he can't do because I watch all my Michigan games regardless. So I know he's going to need another season or two, but injuries set him back, right? So you plug in a veteran now because the Vikings are in a win now situation with the roster that they have. Other
Mm-hmm.
than that, it's time to break that up. So they have to make a move for a veteran quarterback, whether it's Tua Tagovailoa, whether it's Kyler Murray, whether it's Geno Smith, who just got released and the Raiders eating 18.5 million on the cap. Like it's the you just have to make a move if you're the Vikings to be able to compete in that division, to get back to the top, which you were at the top just a year ago with Sam
Right.
Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
They were
don't
actually
have
what
more.
2 plays away last
yeah.
Yeah.
year.
Their impatience from the Vikings organization is going to come back to haunt them. I mean, Steve Young, the Hall of Fame quarterback, at what age did he become a starter in the NFL?
I don't know, was it
30.
25?
He became a starter at 30. He held the
Yeah.
clipboard for Montana for years.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So basically, he had that 10-year run from 30 to 40, scrambling for his life, this, that, the other, won the Super Bowl, etc. He became a Hall of Famer. So the NFL, going back to the previous point, we have a quarterback development problem. And it's not because we don't have talent, it's because we don't have patience. The Jets, for instance, is like maybe the best example. We draft a kid like Sam Darnold in 2018, throw him into the fire right away. Even Mark Sanchez back in the day, if the Jets had a legit veteran QB, who knows? We had a top three defense for like 5 straight years. We had one of the best running games. So
Mm-hmm.
it's about patience. McCarthy, the Vikings kind of like rushed him, and now they are seeing the consequences of their decision. If they had been a little bit more patient with the guy, just like when you look at a team like the Chiefs, Mahomes sat for a year. Yeah, they had Alex Smith, they started 5-0, etc. But you need to give starting a QB right away is extremely new concept, especially for us old cats that been watching the NFL since it was black and white with Howard Cosell on Monday night on ABC. The NFL rookie players, rookie quarterbacks didn't get started right away. They held the clipboard for a year, and then you kind of like started, easing into the game. But McCarthy, I think he still can be a decent QB in a league that is just not patient with young players.
But that works if they bring someone in that can help him develop behind, right?
Of course.
So that if you bring in a Kyler Murray or two or someone who has that experience that can continue to show him how to win, then you don't wind up with what Jordan Love is doing in Green Bay, not knowing how to win games. Even though he had Aaron Rodgers, but that was
Whoa, 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 whoa,
that
whoa.
was a
Okay, okay.
different. That
Whoa,
was a
whoa, whoa.
Aaron
different.
Rodgers want to teach
Okay.
him.
So you saying that Jordan Love is the cause why the Packers? We would just went over this topic. So Jordan Love
No,
doesn't
no.
know how to
I
close
just use
games.
that as example. I don't. I believe. I believe he's lost a few games with his arm. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. With his decision making, I that's just. I like him. I think
So,
he's gonna be a really good quarterback. But I don't want to. I don't want to go away from what we talking about with Minnesota. We'll come back. We can
but
come
what
back.
about what about the
Yeah,
saying that players win games and coaches lose them? Isn't Mike LaFleur? Remember, Matt LaFleur, not Mike. Mike is the brother now. Who
yeah.
he go to coach now? The Cardinals. Matt LaFleur. Matt
Mm-hmm.
LaFleur. Green Bay Packers fans, a lot of them were calling for his head. Like they want him fired because yes, I can agree with you, and that Jordan Love he has made a couple of questionable calls, like questionable moves in the games. But can we give some blame to the coach as well?
I'll give a lot. I'll give a lot. But at the end of the day, the players still have to execute. They have to be able to read the field and see what you have based on whatever play call is being called. They still have to execute. They have to figure it out.
Job, right? So there's the coach is not on the field. He don't put on the helmet. He don't put on the pads. He's there to put you in the best position possible to win,
Mm-hmm.
right? Based on your talent. So he puts all the players in position. Y'all run these plays throughout the week, whatever, right? So now y'all go out there, you got to execute these plays. If you do not execute these plays, and most of them work, honestly, most of them work, right? There's very few instances where a lot of these plays don't work,
We
right?
we, we
It's the players who are not executing the plays to work, right? Like I have a tight end called Theo Johnson, right? That can't catch a fucking goddamn 3rd and 5 on an out when he's wide open and he's 6'7", fucking 260 pounds, right? He beats everybody up on the field. There's no corner who can touch him, no linebacker who can guard him. Like, so why are you sitting there not catching the ball? What the fuck? You got bricks on your hands?
Hmm.
Like, I'm confused on how are you dropping these balls? You know what I'm saying? At that size, with
Theo
that kind of
Johnson,
ability.
Theo is a good example because remember he needs to polish. He's a I can compare him. He can be compared to like a less polished, maybe Mark Andrews from the Ravens. He needs to work on his hands. But going back to the Jordan Love point, since 2023, he has 10 game-winning drives and 8 fourth quarter comebacks, which places him the top 3. So basically, the guy's clutch. We can't we if we argue that Jordan Love is not clutch, we have a problem here. Now, going back to Ant, there has been a couple of games that if you watch the game, because the stats might tell you something. If you check your phone, on a Sunday at 9 o'clock, oh yeah, the Packers. The stat sheet might not tell you, but if you watch the game, yes, there's been a couple of games that he's out there looking lost, like he's thinking about going on vacation with Sidney Sweeney or something. I don't know. The guy, he doesn't seem that he's in his element. He seems that he's like he doesn't seem focused. Like he doesn't seem locked in. So
Right.
yes, I understand that, but at the same time, he's ambivalent. We can say he's a clutch player, but he has games that you're like, what are you doing?
Right.
And that's a
Doesn't make
problem,
sense.
right?
Doesn't make sense. Like he's the
Yeah.
type of player that you're like, I want Jordan Love for the game-winning drive, but at the same time, you're like, bro, what are you doing?
Dude, I
So
watch I
those are
watch Brock Purdy every week. So I deal
the
with I mean I deal with that. So yeah, I
so
understand
I mean,
exactly what you're
as a
saying.
Giants fan, I grew up as an Eli fan, right? So I mean, I grew up as an Eli fan, but I watched him and his 15-year tenure, right? And he's also the same. Like, dude, like in the clutch moments, he's like one of the best ever. But if you give him a regular game, he's throwing 3 picks in the fourth quarter. Like, for what?
That,
Right?
that that's why Eli's legacy is so divisive. Which a lot of
Mhm.
people say that he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame, which it can be
Yeah.
debated. I mean, because if you take away those 2 Super Bowls, those 2 playoff runs from Eli, he
Right.
kind of had he didn't have one of the greatest careers in the regular season and the playoffs. So
Trash.
at this
Trash.
moment, when you look at a player like Eli, yes, he has the 2 Super Bowls, but people say, oh, Super Bowl is not a stat, it's not a QB
No, I
stat.
don't
Yeah,
even think it's. I don't
you
mean to cut you off. I give it right back to you. I don't even think it's about the Super Bowls. I think it's because of who he beat in the Super Bowls. Is
Hmm.
where they give him his flowers at.
yeah,
But
yeah,
There's
exactly.
other
Like
you
players
gotta go
couldn't.
through.
Other
You
quarterbacks
also
couldn't
gotta
do
go
it.
through the runs. You also gotta go through the playoff runs and the people he beat through those playoff runs,
Right.
right?
and they
At
were
that
a wild
time,
card.
like
They
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 were
were like the
wild
sixth
cards
seed,
both
and then they went to the
times,
Super Bowl and beat the 17-0 or 18-0 at that time.
twice.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Eli is another divisive player. Now, the thing with players like Purdy and Love nowadays is that yes, they can make plays, but at the same time, they can be the reason why their team win the Super Bowl, but they can be the reason why their teams don't win the Super Bowl too. So when you look at a
Yeah.
team like the Packers, that team is loaded. I mean, it's the youngest team in the NFL. When you look at the wide receiver corps, the running back, the defense is tough, well coached, etc.
Mm-hmm.
What is it going to take the Packers to take that extra step, go over the hump? Is it gonna be Jordan Love? Is it the young players stepping up? Is it the coach? So Jordan Love, Brock Purdy are players that can win you a Super Bowl, but you might not win it because of them as well.
Right. So let's take a moment to think about coming out of that NFC North, right? And let's think about the move that happened. Now, the move that happened was actually DJ Moore going to the Buffalo Bills. What does that do for Josh Allen this year? As we talked about Max Crosby going to the Ravens, what does that do for Josh Allen this year? Do they finally, can they finally get over the hump in the AFC? Mind you, San Diego just signed Bobby Okereke. Like, as a linebacker, like Justin Herbert is so much of a disappointment. But anyways, keeping it moving. What does that do for Josh Allen moving forward with DJ Moore now as basically a number one wide receiver? And Stephon Diggs did get released from the Patriots. Keep it moving.
Well, for Buffalo, for Josh Allen, God damn it, you better get it done this time. They have gift wrapped it. They've gift wrapped for you now. You know what I'm saying? Like you have, there's no excuse. You have options. You have protection. You have a defense. You can't blame it on anybody else. It's on you, champ. It is on you. I can't. Oh my goodness, man. How many opportunities he's gonna get? But see, those are the type of moves too, where this is where Baltimore had to go all in and try to get Crosby. Like they're playing chess over there. If you would believe, especially when they both have to take that leap without their biggest kryptonite in the way of Patrick Mahomes. They both have to take that leap. So
and like I kind of like disagree with you. Going back to the Crosby thing, in this case, I think the Bills are gonna benefit more from getting more, no pun intended. Then the Ravens are gonna benefit more from getting Crosby. And here's my reasoning: the Baltimore Ravens have holes on their linebacker. I mean, other than Roquan Smith, there's a huge drop in their linebackers core. Historically, remember the Ravens always had good, Terrell Suggs and Ray Lewis, etc. They being safeties and linebackers is their forte. Other than Roquan Smith, they have major gaps in the talent in that position. Yes, adding Crosby.
Smith is old.
What's that?
But that's what I'm saying.
Roquan Smith is old.
He's old, but at the end of the day, that's why I said they had to go for a splash. They needed something. But you're 100% correct though, and saying that Buffalo, I like their chances a whole lot more with more, as you said, no pun.
Exactly, because now you're gonna.
That's why Baltimore did try to say, look, they're making moves. We have to make a move. We have to do something to change this look. And I guess they felt like going through the draft just was going to take too long. They don't, like you said, you've been saying, and I'm gonna agree with your point. The patience of these leagues, the ring culture, you got to get it now. Whatever you could do to go get it, you got to do it now. That's the way they are. There's no more patience.
I mean, Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills, they're gonna have Josh Allen at the QB, and then they're gonna have James Cook and Ty Johnson as the third down running back, etc. But pairing Keon Coleman with DJ Moore, and then having those two menaces in Dalton Kincaid and Knox and the tight end.
Damn, options is ridiculous, man.
Now and then Allen running for his life, 80 yards a game, etc., etc. If Allen doesn't get it, if Allen doesn't go at least to the AFC Conference Championship this year, mind you, on a AFC East that there's a lot of commotion in it with the Dolphins not having to. They don't know what they're gonna do in the QB position. The Jets, they are always gonna suck as usual, and the Patriots. Remember, every team since 2016 that lost the Super Bowl missed the playoffs the next year. So I'm not saying the Patriots are gonna miss the playoffs next year, but you are going to see a regression. That team is not gonna win X amount of games like they did this year with one of the easiest schedules since 1970. So if the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen don't go at least, I'm not saying that they have to win the Super Bowl. I'm saying that they have to at least repeat going to the AFC Championship and look competent, because then we're gonna have to start talking about a major choke, a major flop in his career with Josh Allen.
You know what's the craziest part about it? That we disagree on one point in what you just said. I agree with you, except
Gotta go
for
to the Super Bowl.
they need to win the Super Bowl.
They need to go. And then he needs to go. He needs to go. I don't care if he wins.
They
He needs
need
to
to
go.
win the Super Bowl.
He needs to
I
go
don't
where?
want to see
Like
the
the Bills got to get
playoffs.
rid of
I don't
Josh
want to
Allen
see
if
it
he
keep
doesn't
No,
win
no,
the
no,
Super
no,
Bowl.
no. The
They need
Bills
to
need
win
to.
it.
If Josh Allen don't get in the final game, if he don't play somebody, I don't care if it's the Carolina Panthers. If he don't play the Carolina Panthers in the Super Bowl, this has to be something. Because there's no way in hell that Josh Allen has had this many opportunities. 13 seconds derailed Josh Allen's opportunity to get to a Super
No,
Bowl, right? And then
now
this
I
year,
agree with you guys.
we are
He
moving
does have to make
people
the Super
crazy.
Bowl. When you take into consideration, Jimmy
Mhm.
Garoppolo made the Super Bowl.
Right.
Jared Goff made the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy made the Super Bowl. Sam
Sam
Darnold
Darnold
just
just
won the Super
won.
Bowl. I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, it's a joke. I said it that way, the AFC Championship, because a lot of people don't understand how hard it with the new format, how hard it is to get to the conference championship. And anytime that a good team gets to that's why that year when the 49ers had to play like 6 different quarterbacks in the playoffs, I mean,
Yeah.
they ended up with starting like Josh Johnson at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, winning one game in the NFL is hard. Getting to the conference championship as it is huge. So Josh Allen needs to. I'm not saying he has to win it. He needs to get to the Super Bowl. Garoppolo, Purdy, Goff, Darnold. I mean, we have a problem.
Yo,
Josh Allen is a problem that doesn't get talked about enough.
out of all of those people, Darnold's the only one who's won.
Yes, he's the only one that's won. But
We would probably consider him at this before he done all of this in the past 2 seasons. We've probably considered him the least of the quarterbacks.
yeah, but I mean, but who's the best quarterback in the NFL right now? Can we all agree that it's Sam
Sam
Darnold
Darnold.
for the past 2 years? And that's irrespective.
Sam
I mean,
Darnold.
that's
I'll be honest with you,
regardless.
I would have. If I had to compare, even if I looked at Sam Darnold last year and I looked at Jimmy Garoppolo, all the years we had him with the 49ers, I'll still say Sam Darnold was better than Jimmy G.
Of course,
I hate
yes,
Jimmy
yes.
G. I hated him
Oh,
when we had him.
yeah. You just don't like him. That's fine.
I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. Like seriously, if I seen him in the street, I'd punch him in the mouth.
And going back, so basically Garoppolo is basically the same example that we were talking about earlier.
That's how he'll lean, yeah, like that.
When you have a quarterback that, I mean, Garoppolo had a couple of good seasons with the 49ers. Let's not get lost on that. He had like a couple of,
but it was based on, I think it was, he had good seasons, but it wasn't because of him.
no,
If it
of
was
course
because of
not.
him,
And
he
that's
would
where
not
I'm
have
going with
won.
my point. Like
He
when you
didn't
take
win
a player,
games for us.
okay, so let me ask you a question real quick. So in that Super Bowl, where Garoppolo was playing the Chiefs, if you had when he couldn't deliver the winning game drive, the game winning drive, if you had another quarterback, will the 49ers would have won the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
believe so.
so Garoppolo is a famous example that when you have a competent quarterback, you can win the Super Bowl. Now, so this year, did the Seahawks win the Super Bowl because of Darnold or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope. It was because of Kenneth Walker.
I mean, come on, bro.
But yes.
No,
but
come
yes,
on, man. Come on. No,
Yes, yes and no. Yes and no.
No,
Like
no,
I
no,
said,
no, 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 no.
When you
two
have,
things could be true.
No,
Two
no,
things
no,
could
no.
be true.
No.
Both things could be true, right? So yes, Sam Darnold did do what he had to do to get them there. Him and Jackson Smith and Jigba were just dogs, right? At the same time, like he's become, as we talk, like right now, Jackson Smith and Jigba and Puka Nakua, however you want to say his name, those guys are dogs at the wide receiver position, right? Then you take Kenneth Walker and you stick him in and what he's done without Chardonnay, however the fuck you want to say his name, right? You
wasn't he
take
there?
him
Wasn't he
out.
with Seattle last year?
Who?
Kenneth Walker.
He was with Seattle last year, yes.
Didn't they have Geno Smith?
Yeah, Geno Smith.
And what happened?
Yeah, Geno Smith.
That's exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Sam Darnold was the difference.
The Seattle Seahawks won.
Walker, they had somebody who was competent to throw the football and make a play.
The Seattle Seahawks won 10 games in 2023 and 10 games in 2024. Geno Smith was the quarterback. The QB that got them over the hill, over the hump was Sam Darnold. To say now, today, April 8th, that the Seahawks didn't win the Super Bowl because of Sam Darnold is asinine. It's insane because they had the same roster. They had the two-headed monster. They had Zach Charbonnet, which, I mean, he might not be Emmitt Smith, but the guy can put you a couple of yards here and there, Charbonnet. So
Mhm.
at this moment, the Seattle Seahawks won the Super Bowl. Let me tell you something. If you take Sam Darnold with the level that he's been playing the past 2, 3 years, and you would have put him in the 49ers last year, the 49ers would have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the. I agree.
You can refute that. You can look for ways to refute that argument. But
And
what
with
I'm
the
trying to
play
say is that
calling, Shanahan, with the creative play calling and
Robert the 49ers had a top 10 defense with Salah as the defensive coordinator. So basically, we need to understand going back to Josh Allen, the importance of the QB position is a team sport. But Sam Darnold is the best example that when you have the right quarterback, it's going to take the team over that hill. And the Seattle Seahawks were knocking on the door with Geno Smith. They made the playoffs. They won 10 games. They were decent. With Darnold, they became elite.
Yeah.
Mind you, in a weak conference.
What do you mean? What do you, no, unbelievable. No, I can't believe this.
You said
We didn't get back like as I don't know, like it just seemed like to me like the road might have been a little easier due to a couple of other people not being in the situation. But it's fine. I get it. Like we all go through that. Like you talking about we had a Super Bowl with the Colts and the Bears, right? Who was the quarterback of the Bears? I forgot his name at the time. That's how
Rex
bad it was,
Grossman.
right? Rex Grossman, right? You have Rex Grossman as the quarterback of the Bears. Like, come on, man. Like, he was really winning a Super Bowl, bro.
It's,
Like, we gonna
yeah,
put
but
that
you,
out
you
there.
you you have to
Sometimes we
remember that
go through those, right?
that
And
Bears
we have
defense
to have those.
With Peanut Tillman, Lance Briggs, Urlacher, it was a top five defense of all time. I mean, in
Defense,
comparison with the
yes.
'85 Bears, that
Mhm.
team you could have put Stephen Hawking in a wheelchair and they would have made a Super Bowl. That team, you had Devin Hester with. Remember, we were talking about it the other day. Heck, Devin Hester had like 8 kickoff return
Yeah.
touchdowns in his career, like 8 point returns. That year he had like five in over like 10,000 yards. In that guy won a few games. I mean, in the Super Bowl, he had a opening kickoff return in the Super Bowl, the first time that he ever happened. So there are teams that gonna make the playoffs or the Super Bowl in this case, like the 2000 Ravens with Trent Dilfer at the quarterback position, the
All right, all right.
2003 Tampa Bay
I'm gonna
Buccaneers
need to stop
with
you right
Brad
there.
Johnson.
I'm gonna need to stop you right there. I'm gonna
Yeah,
need you not to talk about the 2000 Ravens at all
yeah, they smacked the Giants. Yeah,
on this show. Yeah, exactly. See, I want to be disrespectful.
yeah.
yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna need you
there
not. Yo,
there
the
are
kickoff
rare
return, the kickoff
instances.
return we had at the half. I had hope, and then we still didn't make it past the 50-yard line. Like,
No, that defense it has to be the best defense ever. I mean, they were allowing what, like 10 points a game. I mean, that defense was just insane.
a lot. That was a lot.
So yeah, Sam Darnold is the best example that if you have a good quarterback or at least a quarterback that's why Josh Allen, in my opinion, is overrated. That's what I think.
Hmm. That's
Said
another
overrated.
conversation. That's
I
another
think I,
conversation.
I
And
think
I'll be
Josh
honest
Allen is
with you,
overrated.
That's
I've been hearing
definitely
a
a
lot
conversation.
of that. I've been hearing a lot of that
I'm
over the
not.
last
I'm
couple of
not calling
seasons.
Josh Allen overrated ever because
I'm
he went from.
I wouldn't say it. Like I said, I wouldn't say it, but I've been hearing that.
That's because people just they live in these moments, right? So this is what we've come to as this day and age. They live in these moments. So Josh Allen, granted, is he not clutch? I'm not going to give him the one of the best clutch QBs of our time or this time, right? But you talk about somebody who said couldn't throw the ball. They they criticized him for not being able to throw the ball. Not his completion centers was trash. All of the above. He's not going to make it in this league. He's not going to becoming what he is right now. One of the MVPs. We still got Lamar Jackson, two-time MVP, who has
He's
not done a fucking thing in this league after that. Like you're stat driven. You're the best for the regular season, but your postseason is trash money. Like, where do you perform at in the regular season? So are we gonna call Lamar Jackson overrated? I would.
no. My
So then
reasoning
Josh
for
Allen
I'm
calling
can't
not
be
calling either one of
overrated
them overrated.
because he's on the same path. They're the same type of almost the same type of player. I would beg to differ that Josh Allen has a better arm. Lamar Jackson has obviously is
you
He
more
has
you
some
a
you
better
better
you
attributes than
athlete.
Lamar. Yeah.
Josh Allen's just bigger, right? Like they're the same player if you ask me. Let them face each other in the goddamn AFC Championship.
s- listen. I have to disagree with that. Josh Allen is 8-7 in his career in the playoffs. I mean, we're talking about a borderline Mark Sanchez playing for 500 type.
What's Lamar Jackson? Because I don't think he sniffed the AFC
But
Championship
but
at
but
least
but but
probably only once.
but here's where my reasoning is why Josh Allen is overrated. In his playoff career, he has he has 15 fumbles and 6 interceptions coming in the second half or after in the playoffs. I mean, we're talking about a player 14 fumbles is a lot, bro. In the second half.
It's
So
healthy.
basically,
I don't disagree with that.
you see what I'm saying? So the I'm not saying Josh Allen is a monster. He's basically probably one of the top three faces of the league, like the guys on all the commercials. What I'm saying is that 2026 is a season that Josh Allen has to either get to the Super Bowl or just have one of those playoffs that you're like, wow, that was one of the greatest runs ever, and then he was stumped by someone. Because the guy is overrated because he hasn't gotten the Bills over the hump. He got Sean McDermott fired, a good head coach. And I don't know how is it gonna work with Joe Brady. So that's my reasoning why Josh Allen is overrated because he hasn't gotten the Bills over the hump.
Joe Brady, wasn't Joe Brady the offensive coordinator?
Yes. So they have rapport.
Right. They're gonna run the same stuff. They're gonna run the same stuff. Josh Allen, like we said that a couple of minutes ago. Like this honestly has to be the season. It has to be. Then you might want to. Then you might be able to say, yeah, he might be a bit overrated. For I mean, the numbers for MVP is still good, but it's what are you doing? Are you getting? Is it coming off as just regular season wins, regular season MVP, or you trying to get us some rings here?
But how
Exactly.
many people
So
Or the
would you
greatest
consider
franchise
overrated?
could never win it.
How many people we consider overrated? Because Jared Goff been to a Super Bowl. He lost to the Patriots 13-3. Like, he got to the Detroit Lions. They lost on coaching due to his coach wanting to go for fucking 2 points every goddamn time. So, like, are we considering Jared Goff overrated? Are
no,
we
no, no. He's not,
considering,
no,
like,
no. He's not
who's
overrated. You know
overrated?
why he's not overrated? Because he was drafted as the number one pick. Now, if I put you Lamar Jackson is 3-5 in the playoffs with 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 4 fumbles, and two losses against rookies. So now we
Hold
need
on.
to have a conversation about Lamar
Give me,
Jackson too.
give me, give me those stats with Josh Allen again.
The stats with Josh Allen, I said them. I
His
mean, he had
playoff wins
20.
loss. His
Josh
playoff wins
Allen
losses,
has
right?
an 8-7 record, 29
Eight and
touchdowns, six
seven.
interceptions, but the guy has 15 fumbles and 15 fumbles. He has 15 fumbles happening after the half. Now,
Okay.
Lamar Jackson, we need to have that conversation as well. The guy lost 2 playoff games against rookies. I mean, when you, I mean, hold on, bro. We need to have a conversation about Lamar. And the NFL is a team game.
Yeah.
We all know that. We all know that. And statistically, he's 2 MVPs. He's great. But we need to have a conversation about Lamar Jackson being 3-5 in the playoffs and losing 2 playoff games against 2 rookie quarterbacks and being 0-3 against Patrick Mahomes. So is Lamar overrated? That's a question that we need to ask because what is the definition of overrated? Overrated is someone that you expect to do something for their team and they don't deliver. And thinking about the Ravens with Henry and the top 5 defenses that they've always had, well coached with John Harbaugh, this, that, the other, although towards the end they fell off. Is Lamar Jackson overrated or is he too hyped up? Will be the word.
Overrated, in my opinion.
I don't know, man, because that's a overrated is a very, very difficult line to tiptoe around because he hasn't won, but that man is still dynamic. He's still dynamic. He is must see TV every time he's on the field.
So was Michael Vick.
That was going getting ready to be my next point. That man right there, right? It's like
So
what are
now,
we saying? Was Michael Vick overrated? I would never say that.
of course, of course not, because Michael Vick did what was expected from him. You never had Michael Vick under the helm. Now, when you had Donovan McNabb, you expected the Eagles to go every year to the Super Bowl, which they did 4 straight conference championships. I mean, that team was Donovan McNabb was not overrated because he did. I mean, he if anything, he was underrated because he came
He
out
was
of
underrated.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He came out of like who knows
He played
Shenanigans
for
State
Syracuse.
University. You
I
know,
thought he played for Syracuse, right? No, who played for Syracuse?
No, he did go. Donovan McNabb.
yeah, he played to Syracuse, but before that,
He
he
did go
played from
Syracuse.
some JUCO school, then went to Syracuse, which we all know that it's not a football school. I mean, we can all agree on that. And then basically, McNabb was underrated, if anything, because he achieved more than one was expecting from him out of college. Now, when you look at a guy, guys, we need to put it in context. Lamar Jackson has 1 turnover for every 45 snaps in the playoffs. I mean, what are we doing here, bro? Like, I mean, bro, this is a conversation that needs to be had, and we are not taking anything away from the talent of the guy. The guy's, I mean, I saw last time I saw him was September 11th of 2022 against opening day against the Jets. I exclusively went. I'm a Jets fan, but I exclusively went. It was the second time that I saw him play live to watch Lamar. Lamar Jackson is one of a kind talent that came to the NFL. I mean, they wanted him to become like a gadget player, a wide receiver. He said, "No, I'm gonna play quarterback." That's how talented he is. That he can play multiple positions. But the thing that we need to talk about is he overrated or not? I mean, 1 turnover every 45 snaps. That's going on a historic run right there
That's a
for a
lot.
player that
No.
that you gave him the money and he's supposed to like carry you on his shoulders, and he's turning the
When you
ball
get like
over
70, when you get
every
like
3
70
commercials,
snaps a
bro. Come
game,
on.
Wait,
you're like
we
70
on our
snaps a
first
game,
day
right?
back, on our first day back after being away for about 2 years, we're gonna come on this show and call Josh Allen
And
and
Lamar
Lamar
Jackson
Jackson
overrated?
overrated, and then MVPs. This is what we doing.
Of course. I mean, we are not giving mere opinions. We are giving you facts. And I can say, hey, in my eyes, again, I don't take anything away from Lamar. Lamar is basically I just told you,
Being
I've
called
seen him play
overrated doesn't
twice.
take
I've
nothing
gone
away
to
from him.
games just to see Lamar play. That's how much I respect the man. But the facts need to be laid on the table that when you have a guy that is 3-5 in the playoffs, that lost 2 games against rookie quarterbacks in the playoffs. I mean, for God's sakes, you got CJ Stroud here with baby diapers winning games in the playoffs against, going into. So at the end of the day, it's all about the facts over the feelings that, yeah, we can all agree Lamar is an electrifying player, a great player. But for him to go over 500, he will have to win 3 games this year in the playoffs. The guy is 3
So
and
let,
5 under 500. He
Mhm.
has 1 turnover every 45 snaps in the playoffs compared to 1 turnover every 89 snaps in the regular season. So basically, he becomes half the player that we see of him in the regular season. Now, Josh Allen, I laid it out for you: 8-7 in the playoffs, 14 fumbles in the second half. Um, the guy hasn't brought the Bills to the Super Bowl. It's a topic that can go either way. If someone comes to me and say, "Hey, Lamar is not overrated because he's a great regular season player," so be it. The Ravens don't pay Lamar Jackson to win games in the regular season. They pay him to win a Super Bowl, just like they pay Joe Flacco, and Joe Flacco delivered against the 49ers. So at the end of the day,
Whoa,
so at the end of the day,
whoa.
yo, that was a memorable Super Bowl. That was a memorable Super Bowl. The
yo, when
lights
the
went out and
lights went
everything.
out,
It's
the
not
lights
even.
went out, everything, bro. Like, what the fuck, bro?
It,
Like,
It's
nah,
not
you
even. I'm not even gonna
you,
go.
you,
I
you ate all your food by before the halftime and shit. No food left. Drinks were gone. Like, what are we doing? Like a third world country Super Bowl, bro. But so at the end of the day, that is my argument, man. Lamar Jackson is an overrated player, not because of his skills, not because of his talent, not because of his stats, but because of his performance in the playoffs, not being in the Super Bowl. Again, Jimmy Garoppolo, Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold, Jared Goff. How many more hobos need to get to the Super Bowl before Jackson and Allen go? And we still consider them elite. Elite why? Why elite? Because of the
And
regular
that's what I'm talking
season?
about. So this could go like this could go to a conversation like we always
that right
have.
there is a great
Like
a great point.
we go like let's do like comparable to the NBA. Charles Barkley, no rings. Like how many greats don't have a ring? Karl Malone, John Stockton. We could compare that in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Because you just didn't get it done when it counts. And that's what matters. This is why the Jordan LeBron debate goes where it goes, and some of the other debates go where it goes because they actually did get it done
Hmm.
where it went. So now you have to compare who got it done, right?
Well,
These guys didn't get it done. They
so
didn't even, they're not even close.
let's
Like,
talk about then where I would have said that before this year, because Josh Allen still didn't get it done. Lamar
didn't
Jackson
get,
was hurt most of the year,
yep.
but they had
Again,
the
talent though,
Michael
right?
Jordan. They couldn't beat Patrick Mahomes. He was keeping them away from those championships. They couldn't get
But
past.
this is the year you didn't have it.
That's what
So
I said
neither
before
one
this
of
season.
them.
You,
As I said before this season,
utilizing
that was it, right? Because
trying trying to do
even
an
the 49ers, we couldn't beat them either.
trying to do a
Nope.
crossover. Heck, trying to do an Allen Iverson crossover. The answer from the NFL to the NBA saying Barkley is extremely incorrect.
What?
Charles Barkley averaged 28 points, 14 rebounds,
I'm a
and
Charles
6
Barkley
assists
head.
against
I'm a
your
Charles
Bulls.
Barkley fan. I'm a Charles Barkley fan. But when
In
you're talking about getting it
1993,
done,
in that finals in 6 games against your Chicago Bulls in 1993, 28
mhm,
points, 14
I
rebounds, and
watched
6
it
assists.
all.
How is
I
not,
watched it all.
bro, Barkley
I'm not
should have
saying that.
won.
I'm talking about when it comes to getting it done. We could all have the stats, right? We could all have the stats. We could all get there. But can you win? It doesn't matter at the end of the day. If you don't win, you on the Charles
Okay,
Barkley
so,
can't go in the championship room, right? He can't go in the championship room, right?
okay,
How many people can go in the championship room? And guess what? Right now, Patrick Mahomes can sit with Brady in the championship room. He could sit with Peyton Manning. He could sit with Eli Manning. Gets in the championship room, bro. He gets in the ring room, and he's a
but bro,
500. He's a 500 quarterback. Period. Like he wasn't the greatest, as we just said, but he gets in the room because he got 2 rings. Drew Brees gets in the room. All these people get in the room. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson got to sit outside like this. Yo, who's
that's
in there? What a conversation are they having? Right? It's different. It's different when you win it. When you win it, Sam Darnold now gets in the room. Sam Darnold gets in the room. He got a ring, dog. He gets in the room.
okay. So let me ask
Majority
you
of Drew
something.
Brees, Tom
So let me
Brady,
ask you something.
the greats, Joe Montana, Terry Bradshaw, go down a list. He gets in the room of people who got rings.
So if we like utilizing the Barkley example, Barkley was never a choker. Barkley was a monster in the playoffs.
That is
If we are real basketball players, we know what he did with the Rockets. We know what he did with even with the Sixers in the 80s. He was already causing trouble in the East. But
one
my
of my
premise
favorite
is the
players ever.
following. If Lamar Jackson doesn't win the Super Bowl in the next 3 5 years, okay, but can we see progress? Can we
What
see Lamar
progress?
Jackson?
He's a two-time MVP. There's no more progress to be made. You got to win the
No,
Super Bowl, bro.
he is
You got to,
honestly,
and he's been
he is who
handed,
he is. He has to win it.
spoon-fed, spoon-fed talent.
Yeah.
Spoon-fed talent to Derrick Henry. So I don't care, Mark Andrews, everybody
So
who has on the squad.
so
He's done.
we are
He's
contradicting
done.
ourselves because there's this theory that Eli Manning belongs in the Hall of Fame because he won those two
No, he
Super Bowls
doesn't.
for the
He
Giants.
doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame,
He
but he can
doesn't
sit in the
belong.
room.
We all,
He can
of
sit in
course
the room
not.
with ring.
That hobo doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame, of course
No,
not.
everybody don't belong.
But just based
Eli
on that
didn't sell
premise,
tickets.
now didn't Herm Edwards says you play to win the game?
Lamar
You
Jackson
play to
sells
win the
tickets.
game. So you play to win the game. You play to win the game. So if Lamar Jackson doesn't bring the Ravens at least to the AFC Championship within the next 3 years, can we have that conversation? I mean, are the Ravens paying Lamar Jackson for what? for running around with his towel and putting his ski hat on and his grills and just throwing for 5,000 yards every year and winning the MVP, or for winning the Super Bowl? Are we gonna look
Paying him to
cute,
win
or
the
are we
Super
gonna
Bowl.
win?
That's what you pay your quarterbacks to win the Super Bowl.
So that's my argument. That's my argument that Allen and Ravens, they are on the clock. Hold on, I don't have my watch today, but they are on the clock. Allen and Lamar, in my eyes, they are on the clock because
That's not. You know what's the craziest part? The points you're bringing up, that has never been an argument. We said that from the beginning. Those teams, them two in particular, and it's crazy because they got to go head to head in order to get there. They're definitely on the clock, but I'm still not going to say they're overrated. I'm still not.
On a super clock. They're on a super clock. They're on
You
this
can
year's
start
clock.
you can begin to start saying, look, I
Because
think we need to
now
go in a different
you
direction.
see that the Chiefs just lost Trent McDuffie, right? So they're slowly breaking down, right? People are going to start to want to move away. Patrick Mahomes is going to have to go through another rebuild, kind of like Tom Brady did, type situation.
Well, he's not even going to
Like,
play the season, so
it's my guy. Like Patrick Mahomes about to lose everything, right? He's gonna have to rebuild himself before he wins
so
another Super Bowl. He
before we
might
move
be
on to another topic, now can I ask a question? So just so we are all on the same page, what is the definition of overrated then?
we don't know yet.
right. That's a fine line. It's hard to call MVPs overrated.
We build our own opinions about who's overrated based on what they do. Like me,
It's
it's
hard to
winning,
call MVPs
right?
overrated.
Because I have a
If I
simple
told you the
definition,
best-
and that's why I have a simple definition, and that's why I brought the example of Donovan McNabb, the great Donovan McNabb. He did so much damage to the Giants and Cowboys. Here's my definition of overrated. Overrated
Shots fired.
overrated is someone that gets paid or is expected to do something and always falls short, be it in life, be it in sports, be it at your job, because your rating is over of what you're already achieving, of what you're achieving. We are not saying that Lamar Jackson is a mediocre player. We are not saying that he's a bad player. When you for instance, when you take a guy like Brock Purdy, Brock Purdy is getting paid serious money. We can all agree on that. Is he delivering on that contract? That's a topic for another conversation. So when I say overrated, it needs to be understood that I'm not diminishing the dimension of Lamar Jackson as a player. He's one of the most, if not the most electrifying player in the league. It's just that he's not delivering on what he's expected to do.
By your definition, overrated is only, honestly, Dak Prescott. That's overrated.
That's the biggest overrated.
He got paid and was the highest
$60 million
paid quarterback for absolutely nothing. Not even an MVP.
Not.
And what
CeeDee Lamb and Pickens and Javonte Williams
Jackson
and
have at least been able to deliver some kind of hardware.
2 MVPs.
Right? They've at least been able to put asses in the seats and have hope.
What about Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy's a 6th-round pick, bro.
Who has been to the Super Bowl
twice.
He got paid.
Right. And honestly, he deserved to get paid. I didn't really want him to get paid, but he got paid
Exactly.
because he did the job that he did, honestly, what them two couldn't do, right? If you want to really talk about it. He got to the big game, whether he won it or not. No, I mean he's 5-3
in the playoffs. 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So,
and it don't feel like that to me. It feel like 3 touchdowns and 6 interceptions in my eyes.
So, I mean, coming from a guy that his team hasn't seen a Super Bowl since 1969, the New York freaking Jets. When you get a player, and this is a very personal perspective, when you pay a player, you have expectations for that player. Be it in the stat sheet, you say, "Hey, Odunze with the Bears, give me 1,000 yards this year. You were a top 10 pick, etc." So when you pay a quarterback, when we look at the list of the top 10 paid quarterbacks in the NFL, we have a problem because none of them ain't winning nothing. Lamar has an under 500 record. Josh Allen is borderline 500. Brock Purdy is 5-3. So that conversation needs to be had. Like, where do we draw the line where you pay a player $60 million a year to do nothing, to win nothing?
What are the list? What is the list of first round quarterbacks that have won Super Bowls? I need to know, like, first round quarterbacks that have won
Off the
Super
top of
Bowls,
my
at least
head,
in the past 5 to 10 years. Like, who are they? Because I can't recall a first round quarterback that's been drafted first in the first round in the past 5 to 10 years that's
off
won a
the
Super
top
Bowl.
of my head, only in the history of the game, only three first picks, first overall, have won the Super Bowl. Peyton Manning being one of them. But the thing is that if we're gonna base that on when you are drafted, Russell Wilson was drafted in the 5th round. So where does that
This is
leave
what
me?
I'm saying. So what is like? So is there? So do you really have to reach? Do we really have to reach for that first round quarterback, Joe
No, we
Burrow?
don't. We don't.
Right? We don't have to
Because
because Tom Brady
historically,
was drafted last. Brock Purdy was drafted last. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? In the forget me rounds where nobody watches anymore, right?
the NFL, the
And
NFL is a
guess what?
passing league.
They've all done great things. I mean, Tom Brady's won 7, Brock Purdy's been to 2, but all these people have been Lamar Jackson's different because he wasn't playing for Louisville. He was highly regarded as an athlete, right?
So
He was an
I'm
athlete. He
I'm gonna
wasn't
tell you so.
a quarterback expected.
I'm gonna tell you something real quick. So this is the top 10 paid quarterbacks in the NFL. Dak Prescott 60 a year, Joe Burrow 55, Jordan Love 55, Trevor Lawrence 55, Jared Goff 53, Josh Allen 53, Tua 53, Brock Purdy 53, Justin Herbert 52, Lamar Jackson 52. Bro,
None of
this
them won a Super
conversation
Bowl.
needs to be had. What are
None of
we
them won a
paying
Super
these
Bowl.
quarterbacks for?
There's 0 Super Bowls.
Zero
Zero.
Super Bowls.
Zero.
Zero Super
Zero.
Bowls.
Zero.
So we need to have this conversation. Like, that's why I utilize. And maybe when I say overrated, maybe I'm going over the top with Lamar, because Lamar is a player that steers a lot of if you can say perspectives and ideas, etc. When we talk about him, he's only the 10th. He's number 10. I mean, you got 9 quarterbacks that are paid more than Lamar Jackson, including Burrow. I mean, Burrow, like, let's have that conversation. What Burrow with Higgins and Chase, okay, he got to the Super Bowl, but other than that, what has he done? Trevor Lawrence? Are you kidding me? Trevor Lawrence? I mean, this conversation needs to be had. That's why the overrated part with Lamar is not him being a good player, it's because of this list. We got all these players here. They're not even sniffing the Super Bowl. Mind you, winning it. They're not even sniffing it, bro. We have a problem, bro.
And somebody like
being overrated.
and
These franchises are dumb. Like you're
Yeah.
paying people for nothing, right?
and somebody
You're
like them
paying,
has
like you said, you're
gotten
paying people and you're not getting a return.
Why Tua got $53 million? What did the Dolphins see in Tua besides the 4 concussions?
exactly.
Well, I guess they feel they had to pay him for his family because he gonna need a funeral soon.
Exactly.
That's what he getting paid for. He get hit one more damn time. They paying for his funeral. That's what that is.
That's why Philip Rivers came back to get insurance for his 10 kids, man. Shit. For 5 years, bro.
Exactly.
Medical insurance for 5 years, man. Shit.
Exactly, man. So that's what they paying him for. Like Dak, he's playing for the Cowboys, who's the dumbest franchise, period. Like even worse than the Jets. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
part is that they're the richest franchise, right? So
Right.
the richest
They
franchise is
continue
the
to
dumbest
pay for
franchise.
absolutely
So
nothing. At least
how
the
do you
Jets
chalk
don't
that
do
up?
And the draft is coming next month. We need to do that show, especially for our followers and subscribers to be on the lookout, that we're gonna have to do that
Doing this shit
special for
every
the
week from
draft,
now on.
and talk about like the problem. We started the show talking about the QB development problem, but we are now in a QB payment problem. Like the top 10
Yeah.
QBs. I mean, the top 10 QBs in the NFL, starting with Dak Prescott, and shout out to Ant for bringing him up, which he's the number 1 rank. He's getting paid $60 million, bro, Dak Prescott. And for all those Cowboys crying fans out there, that they always crying, haven't won anything like in 300 years. Prescott needs to be to be addressed. Like, You paying $60 million a year for this guy, and he hasn't won nothing, nothing.
What they won one
Literally
playoff
on
game
his
in his
shoulders.
career? One?
He's another one. He's another one who has been on his shoulders. Like Josh Allen has been on his shoulders. Lamar Jackson's been on his shoulders. Dak Prescott has been on your shoulders, bro. That's been on your shoulders to perform in the clutch at the end of games to win games when it counts.
Prescott,
And he has
Prescott is
not
two and
done a
five,
fucking thing.
2-5 in the playoffs.
He's trash.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. And then, like, you getting paid all that money. Which players, which receivers has he brought attention to that wasn't good already? You know what I'm saying? Like, which receivers? Like, I can say this. At least I say with Brock Purdy, Jawan Jennings is somebody that we would have never paid attention to. Really. That is like his number one option outside of McCaffrey, of course.
But like he's had number one wide receivers.
And you know what?
Right, he's had number one wide receivers by
running backs
by talent, not development. Right, he's had
so Ant brings up a good point, because from his start in the league, when Prescott came into the league, or when he became a starter, because he used to be the backup to Romo for a couple of years. So this is the list of the wide receiver that he has thrown to in the playoffs. We're gonna start with Des Bryant. Des Bryant was a star already. I mean, Des Bryant had a run for 4 or 5 years where he was the best wide receiver in the NFL with Antonio Brown. We can all agree on that. He had Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, I mean, you know what I'm saying? CeeDee Lamb. He had Cedric Wilson, Terrence Williams, Tavon Austin, Michael Gallup. Brandon Cooks was already an established wide receiver. Jalen Tolbert. So, and he also had established players like Jason Witten in the tight end position. So that hasn't made anybody better, if you think about it.
Right. So what did they pay him for?
Nothing.
I don't know. Jerry Jones.
That's what I'm saying. So is it a question of the quarterbacks? Because if it's me, I'm sitting here right now on this screen. If somebody called me right now and said, "And we got $5 million for you right now to come throw the football for the Jets," oh, I'm gonna take it, and not care whether I throw a touchdown or interception. I'm gonna take that money. These owners are paying these players for nothing, just because they got money to burn, and it's not delivering, right? So then that's what happens with these other quarterbacks. When we were speaking in the beginning with the patience of developing these quarterbacks, that's the reason.
I mean, in that list, the only
teams are getting paid while we don't develop the other ones. We don't take the time to develop other ones, and then you get the ones who are overlooked, like even Gino.
Tyler Show
Gino
right now.
overlooked.
Tyler Show is being overlooked right now.
Huh?
Tyler Show is being overlooked right now. Show, however they want to.
He'll be fine. I think he's going to be a decent quarterback.
But he's being overlooked, right? He took the Saints.
Gino was overlooked. I mean, and over his last couple of seasons have been
this is his first season.
To what some of those names that we just mentioned that's getting paid all this money.
Like he's like his first season as a Saints quarterback. What did he do? He put up at least 6 wins, right? Jackson Dart didn't even get 6 wins, right? They actually beat us when we were up by 14, right? Like it's weird as fuck. I don't get where people have to always rely on the top QB prospects, blah, 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 because we have a lot of failures. Ty Detmer, what are you talking about? Right? Johnny Manziel. Right? Like, we could just go down a list like Jamarcus Russell. How many people you want to go down to quarterbacks that have been drafted early?
Trey Lance.
And have failed miserably.
Justin Fields.
Oh, we got Jalen Hurts. One of fucking
Josh Rosen with the Cardinals. He was like what, like number 4? Zach Wilson.
Horrible.
Yeah.
There's a problem, and the NFL has a problem. The NFL has a problem in developing quarterback, in paying quarterbacks, this is a new topic. This is a whole different conversation that we're having here. How, when you look at a guy like Trevor Lawrence, what did the Jaguars see in Trevor Lawrence? Yeah, they made the playoffs, this, that, the other, but to give a guy $55 million, when you have guys like Jared Goff is justified. Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl with the Rams.
Mhm.
That horrible Super Bowl against the Patriots. It was like 13-9 or something. It was one of the worst Super Bowls ever. The
Mhm.
Patriots versus Rams, and he has taken the Lions. We can all agree on that. That by adding Jared Goff, the Lions became a better squad, and he has taken them over the hump. They've been to the conference championship, etc. But other players are not justified. Tua Tagovailoa, I mean, $53 million. Justin Herbert, okay, he's a good player, but
Playoffs.
was that
As I said, not even you Tua to not even sniff the playoffs.
exactly? So, I mean, Jordan Love, $55 million. He needs to start doing something. Like we were talking about the Packers at the beginning of the show. Joe Burrow the same way. Joe Burrow is gonna earn $55 million this year. What
Right.
are the Bengals? When was the last time the Bengals did something relevant?
Uh, Joe Burrow,
Icky
only
Wood,
one out of that list that I Jordan Love, like because when we was talking about it earlier,
fucking Icky
Jordan
Woods
Love
in the
still
last Super Bowl that Joe Burrow took him to.
he has time to develop and he can still progress. So they paid him based on what they see him becoming. Those other quarterbacks have been paid already, and they are who they are, and it's not going to get better.
Jordan Love is 1-3, 1-3 in the playoffs. So that's
But
another one that he's
he's
on the
still
clock.
He's on the
he's
clock.
still young
And
enough
so
where
is
he
his
can continue
coach.
to develop. Remember, we had that conversation earlier. He's still going to develop. He's still going to learn. He's still going to figure out how to win those games that he's lost. Right? He's still got time to do that. But Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Tua, those guys are who they are already.
But who's developing? Jordan Love?
Jordan Love is still developing,
Jordan Love is about to be 28 years old.
but he's still young.
He's gonna develop until 35?
He can.
Nope. He
He's
better,
28.
he better develop this year.
Wait a minute. See, we can't contradict ourselves here because earlier in the show, you were big on the Packers talking about Jordan Love, but I think he still has a little bit of development.
I
For
will
him.
clarify that. I am a big proponent of the Packers of being a dangerous team. I said that they are the youngest squad in the NFL at an average of 25.2. The Jets being the second youngest. They have a young squad, but Jordan Love itself individually, he's going to turn 28 this year, and we can say that he needs to start producing. I mean, he's about to be 28. He's 1-3 in the playoffs. He has a squad. Remember, Aaron Rodgers,
They had
when he
some
was on the Packers,
real bad
he
injury issues too, though. Green Bay.
what's that?
They had a lot of injuries.
They had a lot of injuries, so there's been a lot that plays into that. I mean,
But isn't that always the case? Like we could go back, like I said, we could go.
but you got to go next man up.
Yeah, but next man up is not always better than the man who just left.
Everybody
You know
can't
what I
do
mean? So
where
If Aaron Rodgers had the team that Jordan Love has, he would have won at least 2 or 3 Super Bowls. And this is my reasoning. Aaron Rodgers with the Packers only threw a touchdown to a player drafted in the first round. Only one player, Mercedes Lewis. Other than that, he never had real talent around him, and we can discuss that. Like
that's
in
why he's
Green Bay,
how many
why he's
people
the
did Tom
great.
Brady throw a ball to that was? Tom Brady had zero talent at the wide receiver position, except for Randy Moss that one year.
That one
And
year.
then he
Tom,
ended up with Gronk. He ended up with tight ends. He ended up with the tight ends and Gronk
but
and
remember
Mr.
the Patriots.
Kill your joy, right?
The
So like,
the Patriots play with a system. You took Matt Castle of the Stop and Shop deli counter that year
mhm.
that Brady got hurt, and Matt Castle won you 11 games of the produce department in ShopRite, putting lettuce in the fridge. Like he won 11 games for the Patriots
And
that
so
year.
did Kurt Warner. Remember, he actually was at a
Right.
fucking.
Which, by the way,
Literally
that's how Matt Castle ended up getting like $25 million a year from the Chiefs. Remember, from that year that he went and then he flopped after that.
Yeah.
Why? Because the Patriots played in a system. That's why you got Wes Welker, Danny Woodhead, Julian Edelman, all those nippy, chippy players that did well because they play under a system. I'm not taking anything away from Brady, of course not. But what I'm trying to say is that
everybody playing a system.
what's that?
A system that's designed. The coach designs a system for you and the players, right? So, is it the players that you put in the system that work for you? Or did the players just not work in that system for Aaron Rodgers? Because they all play in some sort of a system, right? And then You
Well,
pick players based on the system that you want as a coach. I was
I,
executed is always the issue, right? It's always the issue whether you have the linemen that don't block for the great running back, right? You had we looking at Saquon Barkley, right? That went for almost 2,000 yards, bro. Like, and then when he was with the Giants, he went for 1,200, but he had no blocking. He was basically Barry Sanders out that bitch, right? He goes to the Eagles, it looks easier. He's just blowing through the holes, and you can't fuck with him. So the systems are in place, but the players to the system aren't good enough to execute in the system.
well, a
mhm.
lot of that should be fool's gold because, as you can see, a name I brought up earlier, that system that they had with the Patriots was fool's gold to make us think that Jimmy G was going to be it. That's
Yo,
how
for
good
real,
that system was.
for real.
That system had
Castle
us
too.
thinking
Yep.
he was going to be the next Tom Brady for us.
That system made everybody look good.
Which I'm not going to totally shit on him because he
Who didn't make look good?
did start he got the train running.
Because then
I think
Castle
he was
ended
a
up going
quarterback that got the train
to the
running.
Chiefs.
Huh?
Castle went to the Chiefs, right?
Who?
Yeah.
Matt Castle went to the Chiefs for a moment.
Yes, after that
uh,
year, he used to work in ShopRite in the produce department, putting lettuce and watercress and stuff. And he won 11. He won 11-5 for the Patriots. They missed the playoffs though that year. That was wild. They won 11 games and they missed the
Yeah,
playoff that year.
yeah.
right.
Brady came back next year, but Castle got paid by the Chiefs because the Chiefs were in the transition period. And Alex Smith was
Alex
with
Smith.
the because
Alex
in
Smith.
essence, Alex Smith was the quarterback that replaced Castle because Alex Smith was with the 49ers still
49ers.
when they had Mike Singletary. The 49ers were a
Mhm.
mess, a hot mess back then.
That was
Back then,
that's when we had Colin Kaepernick.
exactly. So at the end of the day,
That was a thing.
that is a topic. We touch on different angles of the QB problematic in the NFL. That we have a development a problem, that we have a overpaying the players problem, and also QBs that they have the tools. Like when you look at a guy like Jordan Love, that I said at the beginning of the show that I'm high on the Packers, that I believe that they can be a factor in the NFC and in the NFL in general. Jordan Love needs to step it up, not only because he's getting paid to get it done, but his age. He's about to be 28 this year, and he's only 1-3 in the playoffs. I mean, he needs to step it up. He's another one of the quarterbacks that needs to step it up.
That's what I'm saying. I think he still has, even though his age says different, I still think he's one of those quarterbacks that still has the ability to become more than what he is. I think he still has a lot more talent that hasn't been unleashed. That's what I'm saying. Like Josh Allen is who he's gonna be. Lamar Jackson, and so we've been asking for Lamar Jackson to become more accurate since he got into the NFL, and it just hasn't happened, and it's not gonna.
And looking at that team, that Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl with, his supporting cast was James Starks. James Starks at running back. I mean,
Some of these teams need to go back to because if you can see a lot of these teams need to go back to putting the ball on the ground anyway.
I mean, when you had James Starks, they used to they had
put the ball on the ground and stop putting so much pressure on these quarterbacks' arm or their legs. Then you might see a different league. And
true, but at the same time, if I were to compare Jordan Love now in 2026 to what Rodgers had in 2010, Love has to at least get to a Super Bowl because that roster, the Packers had James Starks at running back, John Kuhn at fullback. They had Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings. He was okay, made the Pro Bowl a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
You had Donald Driver, James Jones, and for tight end you had Andrew Carles and Donald Lee. I mean, not taking anything away from those players, but that roster is not scaring anyone. When you look at a Packers roster right now that had Christian Watson and all these young players, I mean, basically, Rodgers won the Super Bowl, and the defense wasn't all that good either because Aaron Rodgers never had a top 10 defense while he was with the Packers, which is mind-blowing. I mean,
to his greatness, though. I mean, that's one of those things where you speak to his greatness.
Exactly.
He's able to make players out of because of his talent. Everybody's not going to do that. Everybody's not going to do that. That's why some of these players should not be getting paid.
Yeah, exactly. Because you got somebody like, we go back to Dak Prescott, who got CeeDee Lamb and Pickens on the other side. Who the fuck is guarding them guys? Who?
And Ferguson.
Right.
Like, exactly, like, who's guarding them? And Javonte Williams, that came from the Denver Broncos, sitting there with 1,000 yards again, just got paid. And you sitting there, y'all couldn't do nothing offensively. Dak Prescott threw for over 4,300 yards this year. Like, MVP conversation, right? Where was the production? You didn't. Oh, where'd you? Did they even make the playoffs? They didn't make the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs, though. All of that to do what? Absolutely nothing.
I don't know. Go back to doing chunky soup commercials.
Like, exactly.
All that. I don't get it. I don't get it, man.
Like, to do absolutely nothing, my guy. Like, it's insane what's going on around here. But yeah, we could continue these conversations next week for sure. Every week from here on out, we'll definitely be here. Like, appreciate y'all coming up. And this will be, as far as I'm concerned, this is the squad that I'm willing to roll with. And that's
Definitely. And to all the subscribers and followers, to share it, to like,
yes,
comment,
definitely.
and share our content. We're gonna be here every Sunday. We drinking our coffee together, chopping it up, and there's a lot of stuff coming.
Ain't nothing coffee about what's going
I'm
into
about
my
to say,
mouth.
2 of us
What?
gonna drink coffee.
Ain't
I
nothing
know.
coffee about this.
Or the drink of your choice. Any apple cider. I don't know. Whatever you want to drink. Let's just share something. And
Right.
We'll be here. There's plenty of things to talk. We definitely gonna be doing the NFL draft. The playoffs in the NBA starts next month. So there's a lot of March Madness now this month. So there's a lot of topics that
Right.
if
That's what's up.
you guys are interested, we share our channel, our videos, so we can reach more wider audience that wanna hear us talk about sports in a more relaxed and more objective manner than all these.
No, what needs to happen is you more social media influencers on your own pages and things of that nature, which I do not have, which I've struggled with, and which I probably should figure out how to do more of. You guys share the shit on your pages, because
I'll share it.
Type of stuff in my life. I don't have any friends. I mean, this is the result of it right here, right?
All right.
Well, we're
So,
back.
but nah, y'all do y'all thing.
Everything takes off from here.
Everything takes off from here.
Sir. We do that, and keep it moving.
All right, and have a blessed week.
Yeah, you
Heck.
too, brother.
Yes.
Stay out and go Jets.
I'm just gonna say this before we leave, man. You guys are not as in a bad position as you think, and because the Jets are doing things, they're not reaching. They're not reaching. They need to do more. They need to do more, I think, research in regards to their draft picks and things like that. But they're not out there overpaying players just to come and like win now. Win now what? So they just need to take their time and develop a little bit more, because you got.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, got some pieces over there.
Trash.
Nah, they got some pieces over there.
Nah, I'm not letting them have that.
Well, I mean, because y'all right across the street. Of course you not.
Trash.
All right, guys, have a blessed week, and next week we'll be fired. Everyone that tuned in today, come back. We'll do it again.
Copy.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right.
Now I don't even know how to end this shit. This is wild
Yeah.
business. I forgot how to do all of this. Let's.
All right.
Oh, I had to stuck on this shit. We still gonna be on this motherfucker for that long because I forgot how to end all of this stuff.
I'm just checking to see if you hit that like button, shared this video, and subscribed.
There you go. Thank you. Because I was not. Woo. I did not know. We're for it, hey, all of it. We want all the smoke, cause the deep bass is fire. All fact, no cap, that we desire. Let's hear what you got, don't make me call you a liar. Hey, we're for the smoke, pop, 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 dip, 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 pop, pop, dip, 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 pop, 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 pop.
We want all the smoke, cause the D-Bay's a fire. All facts, no cap that we desire. Let's chill with you, God don't make me call you a liar. We here for the smoke, puff, puff, pass, that made your fake. That made your fake, that made your fake, that made your fake. No cap, just port, rap, S, Hank is your captain. No hate, that made your fake.